Welcome back to the Twisted Worlds. We're entering the third and final part of Talis' adventure. We got a few episodes left, and this will be the end of the base version of the Twisted Worlds. Yeah, I work on like expansions and stuff, like different areas and all that. Twisted Worlds in general, this is more like supplement added stuff afterwards. So yeah, I planned out. So I've got two characters lined up for this next one. But I'm getting ahead of myself. It is time for Talis' adventure. However, don't forget, the roll of the dice is chaotic, but none more so than the algorithm. So be sure to like, subscribe, share the video, leave a comment, all that stuff. Let's get to it. It has been 2 months since Talis received an order from the Kingdom Minister. A small city in the Kingdom's province has a position that needs filled, and due to Talis' sordid background and the leadership and skill she has displayed, makes her the perfect candidate for the position of Captain of the Guard. A strange twist, but a welcome change of pace. Talis has since become the Guard Captain and has been working to ensure the peace. Why do I always yawn? Oh boy. Let's see. How do we start this then? Okay. It is early morning. The guards have eaten their breakfast. The night watch is returning back. It's almost time for the changing of the guard. But there's a commotion in the courtyard. Or training ground. Yeah, training ground, that sounds about right. Many of the guards are receiving a private lesson, so to say. A rugged man gets knocked to the ground, panting and out of breath. As he looks, he sees a tabaxi woman with a sheathed dagger in hand. She reattaches the sheath to her belt. Johnson, you need to keep You need to keep on your feet. Raw power alone doesn't mean you're gonna win every fight. Yes, Captain. And Richards sees another man on the ground. You really need to stop moving around too much. In that armor, you're going to wear yourself out. Plus, all an enemy really needs to do is if they have a big enough weapon, they could just they could just put it where you're going and you'll just run into it. Yes, Captain. As you should probably figured out by now, this is Talis. She is taking the time to train some of her more rowdy subordinates. In the 2 months she's been here, has been a lot worse, but she has dealt quickly with the discontent and very well. Day after day, she proves her skills. And in these 2 months, she has built, I wouldn't say favor or trust with everyone, but they greatly respect her, if that makes sense. They don't completely trust her or completely like her, but they do respect her to the point where they can actually accept that she is in the position she is because of her skills. Really hard to explain this sort of thing. Estelis goes and picks the 2 men up from the ground. She looks to the crowd. Alright, enough gawking. Let's go to our assigned duties. Everyone salutes. Ma'am. As she sees the Night Watch returning for the change. Good work. Good work, men. Women. Now, be sure to get some food and get some much needed rest. Ma'am. Anything to report, though? Nothing at the moment, ma'am. Things are still quiet. Alright. At ease. The guards walk off to the barracks. a small, diminutive elf woman runs up to Talis. Good work, ma'am. Thank you, Thalia. Thalia Everwinter. She is Talis's aide. I'm not entirely sure what she would be called in general at this point. For rankings, she wouldn't be a vice captain. Think of her like a secretary and assistant to her, to Talis. Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah, she's like an assistant and a secretary. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Walks around with Talis, ensures a schedule, does things that Talis needs from time to time. Yeah, that sort of thing. Like an errand girl that sticks by her side. Yeah, pretty much. Page? Squire? If you're in this point of the video and hear this, leave a comment on what someone like that would be in like a fantasy guard setting, because I literally can't think of anything that would fit other than those. If you know better than me, let me know. It will help. So what's on the agenda today, Thalia? Nothing requires your urgent attention, ma'am. So I'd suggest probably going around the town, maybe? A patrol, huh? Haven't done that in a couple of weeks. Alright. Let's get going then. Ma'am. I'll inform Vice Captain Leroy about this. Alright. I'll prepare a couple of wet skins for us. Ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thalia rushes off. The city she's in isn't as large as the kingdom city she was in previously, but it's still quite sizable. The garrison consists of her and 50 other guards. Talis recounts how big the city is and thinks of the patrol route she will take. The city is split by a river through the middle. southeast, and northwest sections of the city. However, there's also a bridge. There's also grand bridges that bring the two together. In the middle of them, different buildings. In the middle of one of these bridges is the guards' garrison. Let's see. Talis opts to go for the northwestern section first. The city is relatively spread out, even amounts of everything on both sides. There are three grand bridges. The garrison's at the topmost bridge, which would be the northeastern bridge. The center bridge connects to the main road. This is for travelers and people passing through the city to go through it, much like. It is also the most direct route throughout each of the shops in the main street. The southwestern bridge is primarily a civilian bridge and for residents who just want to get across the river with ease. A few disputes here and there, but it's a relatively peaceful city. As Talis figures out her patrol route in her head, Valia comes back. Alright, ma'am. We're heading off. We're good to head off. How did Leroy take the news? He's a bit exasperated that he has to do clerical work and stay in the garrison, but he also understands it's part of the captain of the guard's duty to take part in patrols from time to time, so he understands, even though he doesn't like clerical work. Very well. We're heading northwestern first. Ma'am. The two women set off for their patrol. As they move along the streets, they notice a sound. It is an orc woman. A half-orc woman. Well, yeah, I don't really... Stat block-wise, half-orc, orc, whatever. Just orc in general. Well then, if it ain't the guard captain. This is the. This woman is Burgon. She runs a bakery in the northwestern side. Good morning, ma'am. It's been a while since I seen you. Here. For your good work. She hands Talis freshly baked cookies. Thalia's eyes light up. A wide, excited grin as she sees the treats being placed in Talis's hands. Borgin then pulls out some more cookies. Just so you don't go stealing your captain's treats. Hands them to Thalia. Thank you, ma'am, Thalia exclaims loudly, with a salute, and a bit of drool dripping down the side of her mouth. I understand your excitement, Thalia, but you might want to clean yourself up a bit. She realizes what Talis meant, and a blush hurriedly wipes her mouth. As they move, they go past a local church. The church here acts also as a bit of a hospital. People need healing or consultations, they come here. The city doesn't have a real physician, but the healers have taken enough knowledge for it. Ah, guard captain. Always a pleasure. Father Ignatius, the head of this church. Peace be with you, Father. How goes everything? Things are moving along. People need help, and we're here to provide. Isn't that right? He calls to 3 women. The Sisters of the Cloth. Beatrice. Maureen. And Eileen. Yes, Father. Of course, Father. But we are happy to help either way. All 3 of them say with a smile. Alright. keep up the good work, and let me know if anything happens. Of course. As they're moving along the districts, they hear another call. Well, it's relatively peaceful here. If it isn't the captain. A dwarven man calls out. The local blacksmith, Durden. Ah, Durden, how are you? It's been rough. Few people need blacksmith nowadays, but you know. Get the odd jobs here and there. But nothing too substantial work. Understandably, why a blacksmith would feel disgruntled about that. But you gotta remember, alas, peaceful times these are. Slow work for a blacksmith means there's no need to make weapons. Exactly. Well, off you pop, lass. Sorry to interrupt your patrol. It's fine. It's always good to hear from you, Durden. The northwestern part of the city is calm. So, Talis and Thalia move to the southeast. As they move along, they are called out once. They hear a noise once again. Okay, something interesting happening now. At a local tavern, two men are arguing. And it's become so heated that they both drew weapons at each other. Talis rushes forward. What's going on? He insulted my honor. Well, he insulted mine. Talis observes the men and realizes they're just extremely drunk. For the sake of the gods, it's early morning and you two are already spouting drunken nonsense. By my honor, as Carl whispered, I will not let anyone insult me. Where? Carl whispered. Well, on my honor, as Wesley Riverford. I'm not gonna sit here and let you take that. And take that. Well then. They go to swing their weapons at each other. You keep this up, you both are going to the stocks until you sober up. They both pause at the ford. Well. But. Honor. Talis is exasperated at this. What's more honorable? Forgiving and forgetting, or being checked into the stocks dead drunk? I guess we were pretty heated? Yeah. Tell you what. If you let bygones be bygones, I won't put you two in the stocks. Okay. Yeah, that sounds fair. The two men wander off drunk. Can someone make sure these two get home? Yes, ma'am. Of course. Each has a respective friend show, taking them back to their homes. I'm saying all these names, but I doubt I'm gonna remember all of them next time. Oh my god. Continuing on their patrol, just a calm event. Just a standard patrol, nothing happening for the rest of the time. The day goes by, and Talis returns to the garrison with Thalia in tow. Within the garrison, guards heading out on their shifts for patrol thank Talis for good work. Returning to the captain's office, Talia sits at an oak desk with many different items across it. Parchment paper, quill. A typical office. Good work today, ma'am. Valia says with a smile and a salute. Good work. Now, has there been any other reports? No, ma'am, not to my knowledge. Good. Talis goes over reports on very mundane tasks. Then evening arises. Her and Valia head to the mess hall for food. They quietly eat a meal together. The night watchmen eating their first meal before their watch. Night descends upon them. As they do, a quiet night approaches them. Talis and Valia are moving to their chambers in order to turn in for the night. Upon which, as they are approaching their chambers, an alarm sounds. Alerting the garrison. Everyone mobilizes to the alarm. As Talis approaches, a night watchman appears by the alarm and has appeared shocked, pale in the face. What's going on? What's happened? Captain, this is bad. There's... Slow down. Calm your breath. What's happened? There's been a murder. Talis looks shocked. A quiet city, relatively peaceful, has been shocked to its core this night, as one of its denizens has been murdered. And that's where we'll leave it that time, because while I got these names stuck in my head a bit, I'm going to write them down and quickly remember all of them. So I'll see you next time in the Twisted Worlds.